I've got 20 years experience of sales and marketing solutions for SMEs and large organizations. With Bathrooms by Design, initially it was to optimize the video marketing and then improve the online proposition. And then deliver performance from the sales team across our 3 London showrooms. So as Dominic was saying from his company, we are historically a bricks and mortar business, but we were primed and ready for delivering an online proposition. And I'll go more into that in a moment in terms of how that happened. Now, head of customer experience, we're working with agencies from the marketing side. But my priority now is building a consistent omni-channel experience so we can leverage the online services and really grow across the UK. Just to put a bit of context behind who Bathrooms by Design is, we are obviously a bathrooms company, but we occupy the middle of the bathroom marketplace. So our bathrooms typically cost between £2,000 and £20,000. It's a hard-fought part of the marketplace. And we differentiate ourselves through providing expertise. The real USP about us is we provide a free design service, and that was born about building our own proprietary design software that provides a real-time design solution that can happen in front of the customer. Now, as I say, initially bricks and mortar, that was to the customer in the showroom, but because of that real-time aspect, because everything's pre-modeled and we're able to actually do it, within the space of half an hour to an hour, we were primed, ready to deal with the effects of lockdown. That to be able to provide that virtually over a screen share. Within that, we provide an immersive virtual reality experience, and I'll talk about how we've managed to transfer that virtual reality experience to the home. And the last part of our service, the way we stand out, is we've systemized the whole journey, and we provide aftercare, which is typically not a thing within our industry. Right, the 2 points. We are visible across all of the social channels, but I'm not going to go into that. Izzy's covered that, in a great depth earlier. What I want to talk about is the 2 things. So a self-prescribed omni-channel journey. So that means providing choice. Now, for us, there is an optimal journey, but that's the point. It's for us. We know how we can maximize the relation, or the value of the relationship with the customer. We know how we can best bring to the front our expertise, and we know how we can actually take them through all of the things that will maximize the value of that relationship. But for the customer, we find, and we have found, that they want to do things their own way, and they will prioritize companies that allow them that choice. Mm-hmm. And that's the key thing here, is providing choice. So within our online channel, the first step is to actually give them that choice. So whether they want to actually provide just a transactional website for a standalone online shopping experience, where they just want to select products themselves, whether they want to take an online 3D consultation at home, whether they want to come into the showroom, and later we developed an app so to support the entire journey. But the point is, however they come into the funnel, however they enter and start that journey, they will end up in the right place. However you start a journey to buy something, you may not necessarily know the questions you need to ask. And all of our content, all of our information that we provide is gearing up to actually ensure that they aren't asked questions in the right way. And invariably, they still will come back to the showroom teams. As we've gone through lockdown, that's obviously in a virtual way. We've provided that as an online consultation, but they've still interacted with the showroom teams. But it's about ensuring that they are in as perfect a position to be the perfect customer for us as possible. And it makes it more efficient for the showroom teams. The showrooms have actually generated more sales during the lockdown period, per individual design consultant than in a time when they wouldn't be, because it's kind of optimized that process. It allows them to self-serve and gain the information themselves without us having to do that. Um, let's talk about the second point here, and this is the app, and this is where I want to talk about how it's actually generated far more value than we would have expected. So as I say, apps for acquisition or customer acquisition. So we originally developed the app to support the showroom sales model. We, as customers came to us, we started to understand that most customers who buy bathrooms from us will have already been be part of a wider building project, so they would have an architect involved. But where customers don't have an architect involved or haven't talked to an installer, they don't have plans. And so we put together a tool set that allows them to create a plan themselves and then present it to us and bring it to us. We then thought about various other aspects, different parts to the journey on how they could actually gain more value from our showroom design consultation by allowing them access to their designs through the app at home, through a Google Cardboard headset, which allows you to put your phone inside a headset, which we provide for free. They were able to see the designs in virtual reality at home and then share, so collaborate. If one part of the family that was buying the bathroom weren't available to come into the showroom, they could see it at home, or they could engage people outside of their own home by sharing it seamlessly with the free app across wherever that person was, and also engage their installer or their builder to get their feedback on it. So whilst it started life as to support the showroom design process and provide that consideration at home and the opportunity to share and collaborate, what we found was that it became an additional marketing channel. By being available in the App Store and for Android and Apple phones, it meant when somebody was at the start of the consideration, right at the top of the marketing funnel, when they were exploring ideas on how they wanted to create bathrooms, they would look around. They'd look at websites, but they'd also look to see if there were apps that are available to allow them to envisage in their own home. And it's not a hard fought and not a hard fought channel. It's very much more cost effective to actually promote your apps in that way. And there's not as many companies around that are doing the same thing. By delivering value, by delivering these services such as this planner app, and just imparting information, imparting knowledge, it starts to build trust. And trust is, as we all know now, is a huge advantage, or a huge factor in actually developing a relationship with the customer and actually converting them into buying. By downloading an app, you're creating a psychological contract. They're already starting to trust you. They're already engaging. They're already putting something into their environment. And in having them download it and start to use the features, you can encourage them to sign up, because it's a transaction. In order to gain access to the planner, they need to provide their details. And at that point, while some may have opted out of the marketing, the majority will stay in the marketing list, and you can actually then start to nurture that relationship and grow it. Being an app, it's an immersive experience. Mobile, as we've all talked about, the optimal place now for websites. Google will only judge your website based on the mobile experience, and it is now an absolute prime factor in optimizing your services. But if you can actually create an app, it takes that customer into a much more immersive place. They're not in a browser environment where they can quickly navigate out to a tab. They're actually immersed in it, and it kind of ring fences or that experience from your competitors. And by the fact they have downloaded that app onto their phone, you are there every time the phone is switched on. You've got an icon on there, whether it be on the front page or the secondary page. You'll be there, and you're actually a constant presence, and it continues to build that trust and continues to just really remain a presence, so that they will again build that trust. what we find is that, as we've said earlier, and I will rattle through this because I know
thank you, Ash.
Retail is transitioning to online, as we've spoken about, but lockdown is accelerating this process, and you have to be in that position. But there's still space for a hybrid journey. You know, if the online is the start of the funnel, it's the top of the funnel that allows people to initially engage with you. You can still survive as a high street retailer in that environment, and we're finding that customers are now, you know, demanding that there is still a showroom presence, and there will always be a need for that. The other factor, customers trust companies that provide free expertise. We've learned this in the business to business environment for a long time, you know, imparting white papers, imparting things that will allow people to gain an understanding of what you can do. But it's becoming hugely beneficial in the consumer space. Just becoming that source of expertise, becoming a thought leader in your own market, and just giving information for free that will allow consumers to build that trust in you. You have to provide choice within that journey. Customers will trust you more if you do that. And providing choice allows you to be more agile as a business. And who would have thought lockdown would have existed a year before it started? But by the fact that we were primed and ready for that online proposition, it's allowed that choice. And having all choices available at all times means hopefully we'll be primed and ready for any other eventuality that comes along. But it is the key. Remaining agile allows you to be that one step ahead of your competitors. And it's opened up new cost-effective marketing opportunities. As I say, the app store for us, we arrived in the app store for the fact that we had an app to promote, but the app itself, also the app store itself, has become a fully fledged channel within our marketing efforts. So that's it. Choice and consider an app. They're very cost-effective to produce if you've already gone through the structure, the process of creating a website. You are in a position to create an app, and it's another channel that will open up for you.